Top 10 toxic celebrity relationships with the biggest red flags. Counting down from number 10, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Selena and Justin were a young Hollywood golden couple until their perfect image began to fall apart due to rumors of fraud. Teen pop idol cheated on his girlfriend numerous times, which broke Selena to pieces, and at that period, she started drinking. But despite his cheating and numerous outbursts, they kept coming back to each other until Bieber finally married Hailey Baldwin, which is just a drama in itself. There were rumors that Bieber was planning a wedding surprise for Gomez's birthday last year that would have been the ultimate sign of his redemption, and fans everywhere were crossing their fingers in anticipation. As it happened, the surprise never came to be. Yet a girl can only dream. After all this drama and heartache, maybe these two will find their way back to each other once again someday, if only in friendship. The world might never know what really happened between Selena and Justin, but one thing's for sure. These two have created a real roller coaster ride of emotions over the years. Whether it's love, heartache, or something in between, their story continues to captivate millions around the world. The connection is clear, and it's almost certain that Selena and Justin will remain intertwined, in our minds at least, for many years to come. On to number 9, Rihanna and Chris Brown. The relationship between Rihanna and Chris Brown is definitely in the lead in terms of toxicity. They were the sexiest Hollywood couple until their huge quarrel the night before the 2009 Grammy Awards. Unfortunately, Rihanna ended up in dangerous bruises and injuries after the brutal beating she got from Chris. After a long apology from Chris Brown, the couple tried to revive the romance in 2012, but the relationship lasted only a few months. Despite all the drama and negative publicity, their fans still can't help but ask, will they ever get back together? Rihanna is a mom alongside a thriving entrepreneur, wife, influencer, and not to mention billionaire. She's come a long way from her wild teenage years, moving graciously and focusing on her paper, so we have to respect it. And seems to me that A$AP Rocky is keeping the queen at peace and loved as she deserves. So cheers to them and their cute little family. Nothing but well wishes for the Fenty squad. On to number 8, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Many were surprised that Johnny took Amber to the altar so quickly, especially after his 20-year relationship with Vanessa Paradis, whom he never married. The couple divorced in 2017 after Amber accused him of abuse. The trial lasted for years, and a lot of evidence emerged about the toxicity of this couple. Depp even lost many sponsors and got fired for movies like Fantastic Beasts and Pirates of the Caribbean after the accusations of being abusive. But while many were surprised of Johnny's quick marriage to Amber, it seemed that the actor was just looking for a way out of his old life and into something new. He married Amber in a secret ceremony in their home with no guests invited. It was definitely an odd time for celebrity relationships, especially since other celebrities like JB and Hailey also recently tied the knot after only dating for a short time. But Johnny Depp is no stranger to controversy, so perhaps the sudden move wasn't all that surprising after all. The couple has since split up and moved on to different projects, but we can always remember that strange wedding night from 2017 when even the most hardened skeptics were taken aback by Johnny's swift move. Who knows what could have been if things were different, but perhaps it's best to leave the speculation to Hollywood gossip magazines. On to number 7, Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick. Following the Kardashians, we had the opportunity to see various nuances of the dysfunctionality of this couple. Scott loved parties and drinking, and things were going down while Kourtney was pregnant with their 3rd child. However, after Scott disappeared for a few days, pictures of him and the other girls surfaced, and they decided to separate. However, even now, their new mini drama and the consequences of that toxic relationship are emerging in some places. He is still a big part of the Kardashian family and still wants to get Kourtney back, even though she said many times that she's done with him. Now the two are co-parenting their 3 children and still seeing each other occasionally. It's not to say that there won't be drama between them in the future, but for now, it looks like they have reached a place of understanding about their common interests, their kids. While some may argue that Scott is still not ready to commit, the fact that remains that he loves his family more than anything else and will do whatever it takes to make things work out with Kourtney and the kids. I mean, let's hope this duo keeps finding ways to be a successful team when it comes to parenting their 3 young children. After all, no one wants another Kardashian divorce story. As long as both parties continue being reasonable and mature about the relationship, then everything should work out just fine, right? And who knows, maybe someday Kourtney and Scott will make their relationship official once again. Even though that's most likely not happening since, you know, Kourtney is now married to Travis Barker and they seem to be very, very much in love. On to number 6, the iconic Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. Now, if you haven't seen a documentary about Whitney, be sure to put on your list. A perfect example of how not to neglect yourself, your needs, and desires for someone else. They were one of the most tragic musical couples. Their marriage lasted from '92 to 2006, and the details of the divorce lawsuit were shared by all media. However, we followed everything from addiction to substances and alcohol to accusations of fraud, arrests, and domestic violence, a real cocktail of dramatic emotions characteristic of toxic relationships. And yet, the music they created together was so beautiful. It's a sad reminder of what could have been had things gone differently, but as we know, life is filled with lessons. We can take these experiences and use them to grow stronger. Take the time to get to really know yourself before entangling yourself in another's life. No matter how much the chemistry seems to be right, it's worth it. Whitney and Bobby can be a great example of how you don't want your relationships to end up. Take their story as a lesson. Even if the music was beautiful, it was still damaged beyond repair. So go ahead, take those lessons and use them in your own lives. You won't regret it. On to number 5, Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. Everyone heard when Ashton and Demi got married, mostly because of the 15-year age difference. However, everything came to an end in 2011, 6 years after the wedding. Ashton allegedly cheated on Demi with Sarah Leal. And in 2018, Ashton was on a podcast with Dax Shepard that he talked about how he hadn't eaten for almost a week after they came out of a toxic relationship and marriage. Shortly after the divorce, I spent a week alone on the mountain. I didn't eat, I didn't drink anything but water and tea. I removed all the technology, the computer, the phone, everything. I was alone, so there was no story. I only had a notebook, a pen, water, and tea all week, Ashton said. The whole experience must have been an eye-opening one for Ashton. It was a chance for him to reflect on his life and how things went wrong with Demi, all while being away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. He eventually returned home after this spiritual retreat, but he did so with newfound clarity about his situation and what he wanted to do with his life. Ashton has since gone on to have a successful career and is now happily married to Mila Kunis. Number 4, Madonna and Sean Penn. Madonna and Sean were often referred to as Hollywood's original power couple because they were definitely ahead of their time. The couple was a hot topic when they started having fun. However, their toxic fairy tale did not end as they'd hoped. Shortly after the wedding in 1985, Sean's problems with anger and violence came to light. The couple was involved in several cases of domestic violence, one of which placed Madonna in hospital. Despite the rocky nature of the relationship, Madonna and Sean still made quite a statement with their style. She was known for her edgy fashion sense, and he brought cool to every look. From oversized hats to leather jackets and big shades, they were definitely one of the most stylish couples of all time. While they may not have stayed together long, they certainly kept us entertained. Who could forget the iconic images of them with their gold cross necklaces and matching outfits? Madonna and Sean Penn will always be remembered for the heat they brought to the red carpets, no matter how short their time together was. On to number 3, Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise. Nicole and Tom have been married for 11 years, but after the divorce in 2011, Tom was given custody of both children. At one point, a detail even surfaced that Tom was trying to forbid Nicole from attending their son's wedding. Allegedly, this reason is Tom's membership in the Scientology sect, but Nicole says she does not regret anything. Tom and Nicole's divorce may have been acrimonious, but it seems that time has healed some wounds. Tom recently reached out to Nicole and invited her to their son's wedding. After all, it looks like a peace treaty has been signed between the two ex-spouses. Number 2, Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton. When Angie and Bob got engaged in 2000, they were known for their passionate love, but also for the fact that they both wore necklaces with pendants that contained blood. She wore his, he hers. However, their marriage lasted only 3 years. Visiting a podcast in 2018, Bob stated the two of them would have stayed together if their life goals had not been so different. Finally, on to number 1, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson. They shocked the whole world with their engagement after only a few weeks of relationship. They bought rings and did matching tattoos, but it didn't last long. Ariana said in an interview with Vogue that the relationship was very unrealistic. But only 5 months later, it was all over. It was a whirlwind romance with grand gestures and tragic endings. They both moved on from there, going their separate ways. But that is all for today. Let me know which toxic relationship was the most intriguing to you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy news on your fave celebrities. And as always, I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.